All right, welcome back to the SuperCoach Nuff channel. In this video, we're looking at the Bulldog Project and how we went after round 16 of the 2023 season. So I guess on the field, the NRL side obviously didn't fare so well against the Sharks. A few things not going our way, like Nico Hines missing out on Origin selection, and then Matt Burton being called up for Origin selection. Then also looking at Harry Edwards with his concussion was a laid out. So, the pieces sort of stacked up that it wasn't going to, be the easiest afternoon for us. And the Sharks just definitely wanted to prove, particularly off the back of their poor game against the Storm, that, they're not to be messed with. So, all in all, 990 is a pretty nice score. Uh, it got us up into the top 70K. Um, so we're continuing to push up the ranks, although this week may be a bit disastrous. So let's have a look at the side, how they went. Excuse me. So Red Marnie with the 67. I guess I was a little bit distracted during the game, particularly once it started to look like it was getting out of hand. But we'll take 67. He would have tried his hardest, which we love about him. Harry Edwards, as we said, was laid out, so that sort of stitched us up for a number, but we were pretty well covered elsewhere, which was fine. Fano with 34, so he did start on the bench, which was a bit flat, but obviously came on and drew some decent PPM, I'm pretty sure, based on that. Yeah, 48 minutes, so zero point 0.7. For an edge back row, that's pretty good. And these guys should have dual position status soon too, so that'll give us a little bit more flexibility through this area. Jermaine Hopgood with a 96, so really great option there. Pretty sure he was one of the trade-ins last week. I think I traded in the two Para boys, didn't I, to try and get some coverage for this week and round 19. Britton Nicola with the 74, so obviously scored a try, which helped. But, he averages 70 for a reason. Jacob Preston with a 47, so obviously not a lot of attacking opportunity for the Bulldogs, which is where he'll often boost that score up to a 60. But we'll take what we can get. Bryce Cartwright with 54, so bang on average there. And same with Josh Schuster, 45. So his price has peaked, but I think we need the playing number this week to not worry about trading him just now. Nico Hines, so captain with the 129. I think that was our top score for the week. Might have been one of the top scores for the round. Just thinking about it. So yeah, a smart decision to leave the captaincy on him. I guess having the VC on Buller made that decision a lot easier. Kalen Ponga with a 95, so another big score since he's returned to fullback, and looking really good as that hot option at the 5/8 position. Oluwapu, so I guess not his best game with a 15, but it was one of those ones where it got away from him. There was no attacking opportunity. And played a fair bit of lock forward as well. Perhaps that was because of Harry Edwards missing and the like, or I guess just trying to fit a lot of their young players in to see where they all fit. Joey Manu with 117, so a nice return from him playing fullback. If he ever left the Roosters, he'd be first picked in SuperCoach because he would just pump that out every week at fullback. But unfortunately, it's stuck behind Tedesco. Jacob Kiraz with the 36. So, ever since he's come back from injury, he hasn't been able to get back to his, attacking best. Part of that is, I guess, the way the Bulldogs season has gone. But I think they just need to find out ways to inject him more into the game. Alamotti with the 24, so he just continues to chug along. It might be time to let him go, perhaps. Drow Skelton didn't play, was just put there because yeah, just because. And Dream Buller with a 43, so not his greatest performance. I think it was his second worst of all time. but so he's only young. And he's done the business for us. He's made $500,000, which is pretty insane when you think about it. Um, and now we can sort of work out what we want to do with him going forward. But I guess the big issue with our side is this week the Bulldogs are on the bye. So you can see we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 players on bye. So we've only got 14 that would even be eligible this week, and obviously we won't get Ben Travojevic, so that's already down to 13. Although, how far away is he from coming back from injury? Maybe he is back. He's not designated, or is it? Oh, it's because I haven't got SuperCoach Gold on this account, or Plus, whatever it's called now. Yeah, we'll hope he's playing. So I guess, can we do optimize? No, that's even a SuperCoach Plus thing. Do it the old-fashioned way, I suppose. Shuffling all these guys off field. So no halfback. That's a bit concerning. Alright, so we do have a couple of bench options. Maybe I've miscounted somewhere. Uh, It's a bit slow at the moment. So we got those two guys. Why won't you leave the field, Harry Edwards? There we go. So also looking at this, I've got 12 and then 13, 14. So I guess if we don't count Burbo, we'd have 13 playing this week. Yeah, excuse me. So yeah, I basically want to try to leave this as a set and forget as possible due to being away for a couple of weeks. So problem is with all the buy players, we don't have a lot of cash on them except for Buller. So what I'm thinking is we might have to trade out Buller, regrettably. And then that will, yeah, something. Probably have to do something like Nickel Klokstad back and try and find our cheapie in the centre wing. Let's just go by who scored big this week. Will Warbrick, we could jump on his bit of cash gen for the next couple of weeks. He won't score 4 tries every week. Jamin Salmon, you think he'd revert to the bench this week, so that's not really an option. Tuipulotu, yeah, he's rocks or diamonds. Dylan Lucas, who would have he been in the side for? Played 80 minutes. Don't know him, but maybe. I guess if we look, yeah, we do want a more keeper there, like stuck with Alamotti, just a bit yuck. Yeah, it's hard to say. Kapoa is super cheap. What's going on there? Guess he plays a bit of bench utility sort of role, doesn't he? But he doesn't play this week either, which is not helpful. Yeah, I guess it will be dependent on team sheets, but maybe someone like Palga, he seems pretty nailed on the wing there. We'll go with him anyway for the time being, nice and cheap. And then hopefully the play is if we get out of Oluwapu. And swing Birdo, it's a 5'8". Can we afford? Oh, we want total points. SJ, yes, we can. Lovely. Yeah, so it'll be something like this. I think after we visit the centre wing sort of option, I do want to have Nickel Clockstart up here in the centre wing spot. But yeah, I guess the other option could be it might have to be Presto. I know because we want Sean Johnson. That's the main target. So yeah, so I think it is Oluwapu who has to get traded out. But to make that happen, it's got to be Buller, who's done a job for us, but he's out. So I mean, just looking at that, we can now put him there. So that gives us 16. I think if my maths is correct, 13 all there. Oh, maybe not Ben Travojevic. So 15, depending on, these guys should back up from Origin, but famous last words. Well, excuse me. Yep. So, yeah, whichever way we slice it, we're in a bit of trouble this week, but after that, we should be okay because the Bulldogs last buy round, I think it's around round 23 from memory. So how many Bulldogs players do we still have in the squad? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, assuming everyone's fit, we can cover that all right. It's just the add-ons of Nikora, Hines, and Buller just sort of made it a bit too hard for us this round to cover. Yeah, so I guess that's how we'll leave it for the time being. We can sit and tinker with it, but I guess looking ahead of the stock market video coming out, I'll have the answer to who belongs in this centre wing fullback sort of downgrade slot. Hopefully by then. um, but yeah, so keep an eye out for that. Obviously, if you've got any thoughts on the side, the Bulldog project in general, that sort of thing, feel free to comment. It's great to see so many people's comments. If you enjoy the content, remember like the video, subscribe to the channel. And other than that, we'll catch you in the next one.